Listen, we have been telling you about the evolving plans to reopen public schools this fall and all the concerns of parents, students, and teachers. Well, some teachers are already back in the classroom. Tonight, we're going to show you the worry in the juvenile justice system where staff members told us that they are seeing a new positive test within the facility every other day.
If we're doing everything that we can do to be safe and we're still having those kinds of numbers, then that's concerning, and it tells me we need to do something differently.
wmar 2 News' Eddie Kadam shows us why the staff doesn't feel like their concerns are being heard. Eddie?
Over the last couple of weeks, several employees have reached out to me with concerns over returning to the facility. I reached out to the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Education, and they told me that the class sizes are small and they are following CDC guidelines to keep the staff and students as safe as possible. There's no summer break from the juvenile justice education system. Since the coronavirus pandemic started, employees have struggled as they weigh going to work against putting themselves and their loved ones at risk. I talked to employees in March when they were still working in the facility, even after other schools were shut down for several weeks. They did switch to telework shortly after that story aired, but as June 22nd approached, they started reaching out again because that's the date they physically went back to work.
We had been told in March for those 2 weeks when they made us keep working when everybody else was closed, they reclassified us as essential. They gave us double pay for 1 week, and then they took it away after 1 week. And then after the second week, your story aired, and I still think that's the reason that they were shamed into finally putting us on telework for 12 weeks.
In response, a spokesperson for the Department of Juvenile Justice said they've reported all positive staff to the health department and that the safety and security of all DJS staff, youth, and others working in the facility and community is the department's highest priority, saying they're following best practices as noted by the Centers for Disease Control and the Maryland Department of Health, and that the entire facility is cleaned by an infectious disease cleaning vendor.
Efforts have been made to social distance, wear masks. We have screening protocols when everyone enters the building. Each time you enter the building, you're screened. However, we are still a fairly large group of people in a small facility. It's very challenging to social distance. Our students are, fighting wearing masks, so that is not happening on a consistent basis.
The DOJ spokesperson says they have a quality assurance team that monitors video surveillance to ensure masks are worn and classrooms are thoroughly cleaned before and after classes. And when it comes to numbers, they said, quote, the department has a low positivity rate of 1.2% at the Baltimore City Juvenile Justice Center. At this facility, DJS has tested 500 staff since universal testing began in June. Out of the 500 staff that were tested, only 6 staff members tested positive. But the staff is asking for more transparency in reporting the numbers, saying they know of at least 5 cases they weren't officially told about.
While we were notified of the first case on June 24th when we returned, we received a letter from our human resources that evening. It wasn't until last night that we received a second notification from our HR about a second case.
The staff was told not to return to work today because of that positive test from yesterday as they go through a deep cleaning of the building. The Department of Juvenile Justice says they plan on doing universal testing by the end of July. In downtown Baltimore, Eddie Kadam, wmar 2 News.